In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello and greetings. This is Muhammad Suleiman Ahmadzai, and I'm here with a new session for you, dear friends. Today, we'll try to talk about Paint 3D, which is one of the graphic and artistic features of the Windows operating system, used especially for drawing, painting, and coloring 2D and 3D images. In English, it's usually called 2D brush or 3D brush. Two-dimensional and three-dimensional. That means 2D and 3D. In the previous Paint program that we studied together, most of the pictures and drawings we designed were all two-dimensional. We couldn't create any three-dimensional drawings or objects at all. But in this program, we can make both. That means, instead of just using the old Paint, we can use Paint 3D and also design some new things in 3D. So, both are features within one program. It's just a more advanced and updated version that's used in Windows 10 and 11. Let's start together to open it. In the previous program, we learned about Paint, which we accessed from the Windows Accessories section. Here, Paint was available, because all the previous Windows programs are still available here. But with this program, it's not like that. The Paint 3D program is in the P category, so when we come here, Paint 3D is available. We can right-click on it. We can pin it to start or pin it to the taskbar, and it will always be available in the Start menu as well. Or we can simply come to the search section and just by typing a single P, you'll see that it finds Paint 3D for us. Another method, as we mentioned for other programs, is that there are several other ways to open them, and you can use those methods here as well. When we enter Paint 3D, anyway, the page that appears and slides in is called the Welcome Screen. Welcome Screen. When we come to the Welcome Screen, after that, we select the New button, and then we enter the Canvas page or the main page of the Paint 3D program. However, some people don't need that Welcome Screen at all, or as it's called the Welcome page, and for example, they don't need anything on that page or simply don't want to see it. They want to go directly to the new page every time they open Paint, and they don't need this page anymore. So, they disable this button. Show Welcome Screen. Then, the next time we open the Paint program, we don't need that anymore. That means we go directly to the new page, and the Welcome Screen doesn't show up for us at all. But if we want to bring it back, we can go to the menu, and then go to the Settings section. Here, we have something called Show Welcome Screen. When we enable that, from then on, every time we open the Paint 3D program, the Welcome Screen will appear. On the Welcome Screen, we saw that the New button, which we used before to open any page we wanted or to open a new page for us, we would click on it. But if we say no to it, when we enter the Paint program, it will open an image for us. Then, we want to work on that image. Again, we go and click on Open. Then, we click on Browse File. You select a picture or an image, whether it's 2D or 3D, whatever you want. You click Open, it opens it for you, and then we enter the program's workspace. Or, for example, maybe on this page, somewhere else, what did you do? You copied something. For example, right now I'm pressing Print Screen. That means I took a screenshot of the screen. Or maybe you're somewhere and you've copied something. Whether you use Print Screen or copy something, it gets sent to your clipboard in one way or another. Now, if we open the Paint 3D program, we can come here without having to select anything. Without clicking New or Open, we can just select the Paste button. That means whatever we've already copied to the clipboard will be pasted for us onto this page. We could do this, for example, without directly telling it to paste, we could do this inside Paint. We don't have to click on the Paste button at all. Here, we can just click New directly. But later on, we can still tell it to paste here if we want, because we already have it in the clipboard. On the right side here, in the Paint 3D section, the things we have right now won't work if we don't have internet. They're disabled. But if we do have internet, here in this screen it will show us tutorials, informational sections, or some tips and tricks. How can we actually draw for ourselves? What kinds of drawings can we create? It shows some tips and tricks, but you need internet for them to appear. So, usually, when we come here, we use the New button the most. Because after we go to the New, we can still paste or, for example, open and do other things from other places. And after the Welcome Screen, once we're inside the program, this top part is called the title bar, and this section is referred to as the application title. This part is called the page title. Whenever our file is named untitled, it means that this file hasn't been saved yet. If it shows a title like Ahmad Mahmood or any other name, it means that's the name of our file, meaning our file has been saved. So, there's the file title, the page title, and the application title. Altogether, this is called the title bar. This part is called the control box. They're also called caption buttons. It has 6 functions, which we've already learned about when we right-click. This is called the system menu. We've also studied its functions. Now here, this other part is called the tab bar. The header bar. We call this part the tab bar, or the header bar. Whenever we click on a tab, we see that it shows us the content inside it. Here, we also have a collapse/expand button. Its function is that within the tab bar, when we click, it shows us the content right there in the same section. It also shows us a description. This is also called the description section. The purpose of the description section, for example, is that if we don't want it, it tells us that, for instance, every item we have here or every tab we have here has both its own icon and its own label, its own text. Sometimes we tell it, for example, that we don't need the labels. We just want the icon itself, which shows, for example, that these are 3D images and displays the 3D image shape. This is similar to, for example, 2D shapes, which look like 2D icons. We say that we don't need the text anymore. We can say that the text is there, or we can have it just show us the icon. Based on that icon, we can distinguish, for example, which one is which. Even though we can see it when we hover the mouse over it and the description temporarily appears, by default the description is not visible. If we don't want that, we can set it to always show the description, because some people can't remember the icon, so they prefer to have the description as well. So, we called it the description button. After the tab bar section, we call this part the editing toolbar. Editing toolbar. This other section is called the editing panel. The editing panel displays the contents of the tab whenever we click on a tab. That means, whichever one we click on, its contents will be shown in the editing panel. And below the playlist, here we have what is called the vertical scroll bar, and this one is called the horizontal scroll bar. At the bottom of our program, we used to have something called the status bar, but in Paint Reading, we no longer have a status bar, because the functions of the status bar have usually been moved to the top section. Things like zooming in and zooming out are no longer possible. Now, when we straighten this part, they call it my property. My property. Well, inside your page, this part is called the canvas. I have written it here, canvas. This is called canvas, the page where we are working. And finally, dear friends, we ask that if you found the videos useful, please like the videos to support us and help the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see you in the next sessions. Goodbye.